Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RotoMoto Ins and Outs. My name is Donnie, and this video is brought to you by O'Neal, and let's get straight into it. We have a big headliner returning for Buds, another hotshot young rider hitting the deck during weekly practice, and Star Racing Yamaha fields their 10th different 250 rider of 2022, with a teenager making their pro motocross debut. Let's start with the not news, as it's been known for weeks that Antonio Cairoli would be returning for at least one round of the series at the back end of the championship. The multi-time MXGP great raced the first 4 rounds of the series with a best weekend of 5-4 at Thunder Valley before curiously dropping out before the series before getting to ride Redbud, a track that he looks to return to for the Motocross of Nations later this year. No doubt the 222 will want to return to that top 5 he called home earlier this year, but will face even stiffer competition now, especially with the likes of Dylan Ferrandis entering the fray last weekend. Brandon Hartranft was a last-minute scratch at Unadilla last weekend, and it does not seem hopeful that he lines up this week either. Per Instagram last week, Brandon posted the update. Not the news I wanted to share, but I'll be missing Unadilla this weekend. Suffered a ligament tear in my right ankle, Moto 1 at Washougal. I will try my best to be back as soon as possible. Thanks to the team and everyone for their support. A real shame for the Brick, New Jersey native, especially to have to miss these 2 rounds so close to his hometown. Hardy was sitting 16th in points at the time of his injury after 10 top 15 finishes in the first 14 rounds before suffering that injury in a crash at Washougal. I wouldn't be surprised if the team doesn't shut him down for the remainder of the season to prevent further aggravation of that right ankle. Fortunately, no one that raced Unadilla in the 450 class is expected to be missing in action this weekend, but we do get at least one more wild card thrown into the mix. Tanner Ward, fresh off of finishing up the Canadian Series, will come south to the States to compete this weekend. We last saw Tanner at the September round of Hangtown in 2021, where he went 19-27 for 22nd overall aboard a Honda, and that is actually his only moto credit in the United States. The only other time on record that he raced a pro event down here was in 2014, but that was aboard a Super Mini at Monster Cup, where he finished 20th overall in an event that saw red plate holder Chase Sexton go 4-2 for 3rd overall. In the 250 class, the biggest news revolving around Star Racing Yamaha. First, Nick Romano is confirmed to be out this weekend after sustaining a broken thumb just 1 week after his teammate and defending 450 champion Dylan Ferrandis returned from that same exact injury. Nick posted to Instagram a statement about his own injury saying, "Well, they say this sport is full of highs and lows, and that it is. Had a small crash Tuesday and tucked the front end over a roller, and that resulted in an ulnar collateral ligament tear in my left thumb that requires surgery. Sucks to end the season like this after a hell of a weekend at Unadilla, but one thing I can say is that this is just fueling the fire for next year. Dirt bikes will get ya, but man, I'm already looking forward to dropping the gate in some Supercross. Good luck to all my teammates the rest of the season." Romano joins teammates Levi Kitchen, Matt LeBlanc, and Colt Nichols on the sidelines, and possibly Justin Cooper this weekend as well, as Steve Mathis reported on Thursday that the number 32 contracted COVID at some point recently, and although he is expected to line up, that is far from a certainty, especially at 100%. To fill this void, Star's promoting a young Spanish ripper to the big leagues in Guillem Fares. If you don't know anything about this kid, I don't blame you, as he does not have a lot of relevant pro experience to report on, at least from an American fan's standpoint. The young Spaniard has 4 MX2 appearances in the last year, most recently going 13-10 for 12th overall at the MXGP of Germany aboard a KTM. About the opportunity and how the deal came about, Guillem said, "It all started 2 weeks ago when I got the call to come over here while I was on a little holiday in Spain. In the beginning, I couldn't believe it. I just figured out a way to come here to America. I was not supposed to race, but I had a good week. I think they were happy, and I was really happy with the bike, everyone, and how things were going. They offered me to ride Budds Creek, which is a dream for me. I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to the weekend. The bike is unbelievable, and everyone on the team has been really helpful and friendly to me. We will see how it goes, but I'm really pumped and motivated to race this weekend." Speaking of Colt Nichols, it has been radio silence from his and the team's camp about his status for the remainder of the season. He's been back on the bike since May, and has been seen riding and training at the 83 compound recently aboard a KTM, which was expected to be his 450 deal, but it looks like that deal may not come to be. Either way, looks like Colt's time is officially over with Star Racing Yamaha, and what a bummer way to go out after a championship winning season like he had in 2021. And finally, just a couple of small updates from riders that had big get-offs at Unadilla versus Carson Mumford, who looked poised to have a big day after qualifying P9 and getting a great start in that first moto before casing a jump sort of sideways on the first lap and having a gnarly crash that I have not yet seen on camera. The bike was so badly damaged and Carson was sore from that led him and the team to decide to watch the second motos from the sidelines. And in the 450 class, Scott Meshi made his return to the series last weekend after missing 8 weeks following damaged ligaments in a practice incident at Hangtown to start off his season. The number 84 DNF'd both motos, but is happy to report it wasn't a crash or injury issue, but a bike issue instead. His ankle and tibia are both healing up nicely, and Scott expects big things this weekend at Budds. Jeremy Martin has announced that he and his team plan to line up for at least one race this season before it's over, but it doesn't look like Budds is on the schedule for the two-time champion. Let me know in the comments if you think we're going to see J Mart back aboard that white and blue Yamaha this year, or if we're going to have to wait until 2023 to see the elder Martin rip. And on your way out, don't forget to hit the like button right below the video and be sure to subscribe to RotoMoto for more breaking news and analysis like this. The #1 way to help get more eyes on the channel is to tell the platform that this video was a good one. And if you value the content I put out, please consider joining me over on Patreon for just about $1 per week. You help me continue to make this content for you, and you're also entered to win race shoes and autograph memorabilia from your favorite riders. Up for grabs this month is an autographed Dean Wilson jersey courtesy of O'Neal. Thanks as always for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. Keep it pinned to the weekend.